Top 10 Richest Countries in the World. Number 10. Hong Kong. GDP per capita is $63,350. Hong Kong is a famous Asian destination for tourists. In 2017, a 6.9% growth in tourism was reported, with around 627,000 people visiting the country. It is in this year that they marked their 20th anniversary of handover from British to Chinese rule. Many investors consider Hong Kong as an important financial destination, which is the reason why a lot of establishments are already present in this quite small city. They have their own currency, HK dollars, but they still depend on China for arms and defense services. Number 9. United Arab Emirates. GDP per capita is $69,900. With UAE's tall infrastructures and aesthetic cities, it's really a dream place to visit. A lot of luxurious cars can be seen here because of its large automotive industry. The economy of UAE mostly depends on its vast oil and gas resources, and they still remain wealthy even with a decrease in the price of commodities. Number 8. Kuwait. GDP per capita is $71,930. Kuwait is another oil-driven economy that remains wealthy despite a slowed economy in previous years due to a drop in oil production and prices. The country's currency, Kuwait dinar, is the highest valued in the world. One Kuwait dinar is equivalent to around $3. Imagine finding 5 Kuwait dinars along the street. It's quite a treasure. Number 7. Norway. GDP per capita is $72,190. Norway is a Scandinavian nation that's abundant with high mountains, extensive coastlines and beautiful sceneries. The economy in this country is highly driven by petroleum, fishing, and natural resources. It's one of the world's largest natural gas exporters, but despite this, they have the highest gasoline prices in the world, costing around $9.79 per gallon. The objective of the government is to keep people from using their cars and opt for public transportation instead. Norway is also the largest exporter of Atlantic salmon and ranked second largest exporter of seafood in the whole world. Number 6. Ireland. GDP per capita is $75,790. Known as the Emerald Island, the home of Guinness, the world's largest brewer of stout, Ireland ranks 6th amongst the richest countries in the world. With a population of around 4.8 million, Ireland's biggest export used to be food. However, with the help of foreign investors, the nation is now exporting computer and medical equipment as well as electrical machinery. The nation is also known for exporting chemical and These investors are amongst the large international companies such as IBM, eBay, Microsoft, Google. Number 5. Brunei Darussalam. GDP per capita is $77,700. Brunei Darussalam, meaning Brunei Abode of Peace, is a small country in Southeast Asia with around 400,000 people, landing in the top 5 as one of the richest countries in the world. Natural gas and oil trade is the main source of Brunei's wealth. The nation's government is ruled by one family, and the Sultan is descended from a royal line that dates back 100 years ago. Although dubbed as rich, alcohol is banned in Brunei, so don't expect a nightlife anywhere. Number 4. Singapore. GDP per capita is $93,680. Singapore is the richest country in Asia and ranks fourth in the whole world. With little land and no natural resources, how did the country become so wealthy? The nation's wealth mostly comes from foreign trade and investment. Their biggest sectors are shipbuilding, electronics and banking. Singapore is also now involved in private banking, which was started by their late Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew. Singapore is now known for being the most expensive country in the world, so you might need to make sure you have access to a considerable amount of money before visiting. Number 3. Luxembourg. GDP per capita is $112,710. This small European country is surrounded by Belgium, France and Germany and comes third in the list of the richest countries in the world. Luxembourg's natural resources are one of the factors that turned them into one of the wealthiest nations. Their economy mostly depends on banking, steel and industrial sectors. Because of the country's low taxes, banks from around the world are encouraged to open up their shops, which in return made a great impact on the lifestyle of Luxembourg citizens. In fact, Luxembourg is home to over 150 banks, including the European Investment Bank. Luxembourg is also considered as one of the safest countries in the world, with just 2 jails for the whole nation. Number 2. Macau. GDP per capita is $125,170. Moving up a place from being third last year, Macau has now made its way to being the second richest country in the world. Macau's economy largely depends on tourism and gambling. Because it is the only country in the Chinese region where gambling is legal, a lot of tourists and gamblers from mainland China travel here, which in turn greatly increases their GDP per capita. With over 30 casinos, as well as being the home of the world's largest, Venetian Macau, more than 100,000 tourists visit this country daily, with half of them only staying for 24 hours. Number 1. Qatar. GDP per capita is $129,360. As you already know, Qatar outnumbers all countries, being the richest one in the whole world. 60% of Qatar's wealth comes from their rich natural gas and oil reserves, whilst 85% comes from export earnings with products such as urea, steel, and ammonia fertilizers. They also own the world's best airline, which we all know of, Qatar Airways.